Hello, it's Danae, and I'm here with my college experience. Okay, so as I said, I'm here to talk to you guys about my college experience here at the New York Film Academy, or as us students who go here call it, NYFA. So let's get to it. Now, before I fully begin, I have to explain the way NYFA works. So NYFA, New York Film Academy, is an accelerated program school, meaning that when you, like, instead of doing 4 years of school, you do 3 years. So everything like goes really quick. Like, you don't have a summer break. Like, you go from semester to semester to semester with only one week break in between the semesters before starting the next. Oh, I forgot to mention, today is also my last first day of class. Guys, today's my last first day of class. So I had to make this video, but yeah, so each semester is broken, or there's a week break in between each semester. And so yeah, so like a semester is like, I want to say from like September to January is a semester, and then February to May, and then June to September, and then it just keeps going like that. Like, that's how the semesters work. So now that you know how the semesters work, let's fully dive into my college experience. So this is not my first time being in college. I have gone to community college. I went 3 times, I wouldn't say, to community college. I know that's a lot, but I went back at home. I actually went with my dad, which was really cool because everybody knew him, so everybody knew me, so everybody was really nice to me. That was really cool. So yeah, that was the first time. And then I went, when I lived in Orlando, I went to Valencia, great cool school. And then when I went back home, I went back to that same college. So I have gone to college. They were all community college, and I lived right there, but this was my first time like leaving home and like going to school. So it started as, this is my first time moving out. I was 23, I want to say, and I had a roommate. We got along. Thank God we got along. She was really cool. We like ended up being friends, and Shadow was with me, and it was just really exciting. I was really excited to finally like be on my own, be in my own space. Like, yeah, I had my roommate, but like we were cool, and like we really made it our own space. And yeah, we were both like really just excited to like get to go to class and whatnot. And so then I remember we had like is it orientation? It's like kind of like an orientation week, and like all the new students, we like played games and whatnot, and like we got to meet like students in the other programs. I should also say, I can't believe I didn't say this, that I am in the BFA, which is Bachelor's in Fine Arts Acting for Film program. So yeah, so we got a chance to like interact with like other programs. Like, I think there was only directing at South Beach, if I remember correctly. So we got to interact with like the other program, which I believe was just directing, which was really cool. And like I like made friends, and like I was really happy, because like I'm finally getting to do what I want to do, which is acting. I love acting, and like everybody else here wants to do the same thing, so like this is really cool. Like, I was so excited. And then the first day of classes rolled around, and I remember I was so nervous. I was so nervous, but like excited, but oh my goodness, I was so nervous. And I made a friend, we'll call her, because I did not ask her if I could use her name, we'll call her Taylor. And I made this friend Taylor, and Taylor was super sweet, and we just like hit it off instantly. And yeah, classes were great. We had acting, we had our acting for film class, we had film craft, which was basically kind of like directing. Like, we got to learn like about the camera and whatnot in that class. We had voice and speech, which was, you know, finding ways to develop our voices, and like doing like tongue twisters and like lip trills and lip exercises and warm-ups and whatnot. Great class, loved that teacher. What else did we have? We had college success, which I was kind of annoyed that I had to take because I had already been in college 3 times, but I took it. And there was like a few other classes. Oh, we had movement. Movement was another like key important class. It was like one of our core classes. And movement was great. We got to learn how to like channel our inner selves and how to separate ourselves from our character and how to go from being our character back into being ourselves, which was really cool. Yeah, it was a great semester, that first semester. That's semester 1, I think. Yeah, that was a great semester. And then what else? Okay, and so then I also, because I had to work to pay my rent, because that's just kind of how life is, so I ended up getting this job at this costume store. Yeah, it was really cool. I got this job, it was like September, like after I moved there, and it was super, super cool. And like I just kind of like helped people make Halloween costumes, which was really awesome. And like I got to create my own costumes and like wear like eyelashes that were LED lights. And I don't know if you guys know who the real Tarzan is on Instagram, but I actually helped him make a Tarzan costume this one time, which was really, really cool because at the time, I'm so sorry, but like I didn't know who he was. And then he was like, yeah, follow my Instagram. And then I realized like he has like a following, like a huge following. So that was really cool. But yeah, I helped him. Yeah, things were just going really good. Things were going really good. And you know, when things are going really good, they have to take a turn. So things eventually took a turn. I ended up losing that job because the guy that hired me told me that I was gonna be like consistent, but then I wasn't. And then the owner ended up coming and he was like, yeah, we only needed you while Halloween was, okay, it died on me. But yeah, so then he was like, yeah, we only needed you for like the Halloween season, and like now Halloween is over, we don't really need you anymore. So that hurt because then I was like, okay, now I don't know how I'm gonna pay bills. And then some of the friends that I made, it's a long story, but things messed up and a lot of he said, she said, and all of this other lame stuff happened. So I kind of became a loner, and things got really hard. I did not have a job. I didn't know how I was gonna pay bills. I was starting to get anxious, but I didn't want to show that I was anxious. So, you know, I was trying to be this like warrior and just kind of hide that in. But I was very anxious that I didn't know how I was gonna pay my bills. I did have my car, and so I started doing like Postmates, and I made a little bit of money doing that, but it wasn't enough to be like, oh, I can pay my rent now. It was like, okay, well now I can put gas in my car to go deliver more food for you, basically. So I stopped doing that pretty quick. But like while I was doing that, I was still looking for jobs. And then yeah, I would just kind of go to class. Classes were still great, you know, I was still having a lot of fun acting and whatnot. But after class, then I wouldn't hang out with anyone. I would just go home. And it was pretty tough. There was some days that I would just cry. But then, you know, through talking to my mom, it was like, well, you have your dog. And so again, I started, you know, kind of looking at it like that, like, yeah, you're right. You know, I have Shadow, and, you know, Shadow has been with me through a lot, and he's helped me. So Shadow just kind of became like my crutch, go-to best friend kind of thing, and I would just play with Shadow and whatnot. And then I ended up, I don't remember if this was before, I think it was before Thanksgiving, I ended up getting a job at the movie theater, and it was great. You know, the hours were meh, but like I loved it in the beginning because like I got to watch movies all the time whenever I wanted. obviously not while on the clock, but like after my shift was over or before my shift started, I could come in and watch movies. 2 free movies a day. Every single day I could watch. I got 2 tickets, which was awesome. And like I started making friends with people at the movie theater, which was pretty awesome. And yeah, things were like, okay, things are starting to look up. And then Thanksgiving happened, where a friend of mine and I picked her up so that we could so that I could drive home. I was going home for Thanksgiving and her home was on the way. So I was like, yeah, I'll drop you off. And so me being the genius that I am, did not get an oil change as I should have. I was young and dumb, I know. I take full responsibility, but I'm good now. I won't make that mistake again. I know. Didn't get an oil change, so I made it to her destination, and then my car broke down, and it was just a whole mess trying to get that home. But since I was driving, I didn't know how I was gonna get back home. But luckily, I had started working at the movie theater, and train tickets between Tampa and Miami, not Tampa, Orlando and Miami were like really cheap. For me to get Shadow and I, it was only like $50 if that. So we ended up taking the train home, which was pretty cool. And then yeah, then I started working at I didn't start, but I continued working at the movie theater, and eventually my roommate also got hired at the movie theater, which was pretty dope because my job was always hiring. And then one of my director friends got hired, which was really, really dope. So now it's the 3 of us working together, and we would like go watch movies. And then this one day I was walking I think I was walking home from class, and one of my other friends and this other girl who we ended up becoming friends, they were like, she came up to me and she was like, oh, we just got hired at the movie theater too. And I was like, yo, this is awesome, like everybody's working at the movie theater. And so I ended up training 3 of them. I didn't train my roommate because she worked in the VIP section, which I did end up moving to, but I was only working like concession and box office, and that's where my other friends were working, so I like kind of helped train them ish. But yeah, so things were like getting better. Things started getting better. The semesters kept going on. It seemed like we had the same classes. I mean, I know we didn't, like each class got progressively better, but like now that I think about it, I feel like we had the same classes, like the same acting classes. We might have had the same acting classes for all 3 semesters that first year. I know the school was really small, so we had like a lot of the same teachers, but like it was really cool. Like they taught us like different acting methods, and you know, they taught us how to be in front of a camera, and it was really awesome, I must say. I learned a lot of stuff there. Yeah. But anyways, things are like I said, they're already on the up. They're on the up, and then my roommate and I get slapped with this notice that whoever owned our unit did not pay the bank, and so they were foreclosing on our unit, and we had to like leave. So my roommate and I ended up moving, and after we made this move, we really started like hanging out more and watching movies with our friends and whatnot. This one night we went to the movies and we saw the movie Game Night, and if you guys have not seen Game Night, you should watch it. It is so great. And so from that night, my roommate and I decided every Thursday night, or whatever day we decided, I think it was Thursday, but we decided we're gonna have game night. And so we started having game night every week on, like, I think we'll just say Thursday. Every week, every Thursday we had game nights, and they were the best things ever. Like, they were just like simple, like it started off so small. It was like me, my one friend, and like 2 other friends came, and we just like played games. We played games. That was it. That's what we did. We played games, and like we made food and like ate. And we just kept talking about how fun game nights were, and like we kind of like boosted it up. But like eventually, like more and more people would like come to our game nights, and I was able to kind of like rekindle some friendships that were kind of a little wonky, but like, you know, I was able, which felt amazing to like just clear the air and like understand where each other's were coming from. And so yeah, like I got to, you know, recreate old friendships, and I got to create new friendships, and like we would have people from work come, and it was just so much fun. That was probably like the highlight of my first year of college experience, was us having game nights every week and everybody just coming. Literally everybody was just so chill. Like we ate and played games, and everybody was just chilling and relaxing and having a good time, and I'm just really, really thankful that we did that. I am. But as usual, as things are on the up, things gotta come down. I mean, not necessarily that this was like a bad thing, but my original plan before I even started coming to the school, because this school has 3 locations, well, not 3, but 3 locations in the US. There is New York, obviously it's the name, there's South Beach, and then there's Los Angeles. And originally I wanted to come to Los Angeles because LA, I've always wanted to live here, come on. But because South Beach was in Florida and I lived in Florida, my mom figured, hey, since this is your first time, you know, really leaving, why don't you go somewhere close? And so I was like, all right, fine, I'll go there first, but I'm still going to LA. And so the whole time I went to the school, I had plans to transfer to the Los Angeles campus. And so as our friendships and whatnot were, you know, coming back, and we were having this amazing game night and having all of this fun, the semester did start to come to an end, and unfortunately I did have to plan my leave because I still wanted to follow my plan of coming here and follow my heart. And things got wonky with that too. I did not end up coming out here immediately. I actually ended up taking a semester off and going home, but it was kind of sad. Not kind of sad, it was really sad for me, because I turned my whole experience around, and I had my friends again, and things were going great, but I followed my dream. I'm really glad that I did, and I'll get into that in like the next part. I should have mentioned that this is gonna be in 2 parts. This will be a 3-part series. Yeah, like year 1, year 2, and year 3. So this is year 1. But yeah, it was a pretty sad ending to my first year, because yeah, I was leaving everyone. But you know, gotta follow your dreams. And so unfortunately I did. I packed up and I took a semester off, like I said, and I went home, and I stayed home with my mom for that next semester, and I worked, and I just saved money so that I could make getting here possible. And I believe that's it for year 1 of my college experience. I had a lot of fun. I had a great time at NYFA South Beach. I had some awesome teachers, awesome instructors. You know, I did like some really fun, cool scenes, and I learned so much with like technique and whatnot from them. I noticed they really stuck with one technique, which is something that they didn't do out here, but I'll get into that in the next video. But they really stuck with like this one routine. Sorry, I'm looking at the time because I have class. My last first day of class. It's crazy. That routine. They really stuck with one method. So that was really cool, but and like they were all awesome. I miss all of them. They were such great teachers. But yeah, that was my first year. It's crazy that was 3 years ago now. 3 years ago. Wow. Actually, technically 3 years ago now. I was not even at that school yet, because we're in May. Yeah, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there until September. See, I was supposed to graduate last month, or not last month, last week. There's something on my shirt, but it's fine. But yes, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was at least entertaining. I'm sorry I didn't talk much about the school. To be fair, I don't remember all of that much, because that was 3 years ago now. I remember more of like what happened last year, and I definitely remember this year. So I will hopefully be able to speak more on the actual college experience, like in school, in program. But this was my first year of college in a nutshell. Basically, it was a lot of fun. It was up and down, an emotional roller coaster. I learned a lot, and yeah, here's to the next semester. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's a wrap.